Okay, welcome everybody to another ministry spotlight. This time we're blessed that Christian Meert, and am I pronouncing your last name right? Meert.
You're perfect. Don't worry about it.
uh, from CatholicMarriagePrep.com and Agape Catholic Ministries. We're going to be spotlighting this ministry of uh, preparing couples for marriage. So TOB Educators has been doing a series of interviews with different ministries in the church that are strengthening marriage and family. And we specifically focus on theology of the body ministries. And I know reading Christian's bio that they were also inspired by St. John Paul II in the theology of the body. So, Christian, I'll read your bio real quick before we get started.
Please.
Okay, so Christian and Christine Meert married in 1977 in France. They now have 15 grandchildren and one great grandson. When they arrived in Denver, Colorado in 1999, Archbishop Chaput asked them to offer a marriage prep program. Since they were very familiar with St. John Paul II's theology of the body, they decided to follow theology of the body step by step to build a Christ-centered marriage preparation program. Then the Office of Marriage and Family Life in Denver asked them to help engaged couples living in the Rockies and who couldn't attend in-person marriage prep classes. This is how the first online Catholic marriage prep started and was launched in 2004. Okay, so Christian, thank you for being with us today. And maybe could you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, some of your story, and that'll get us into how this ministry started.
Okay. Well, first thing, as you will notice, I'm French and I do have an accent, and that's it. I have an accent. That's not a big problem, right? Hopefully, it's fun when when you get the subtitles right away, and so you get funny things happening here. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yes, I was born at some point, yes, long time ago. And I was born in North Africa, in Morocco, in fact. Well, my dad was already born there as a French people. And we were in a Catholic family, born, raised Catholic. An uncle was a Franciscan priest. An aunt was a Franciscan missionary of Mary, nun, and they are all buried in Morocco. Anyway, then I went to France. I met my wife, and then I had some kind of a good job. I worked all over, not all over the world, but in many places, many different countries. I was in charge for a big irrigation company for Europe, Africa, and part of the Middle East. So yeah, traveling was kind of my little thing. And then the Lord, called me and say, "Hey, enough of this. Now you have to do something else. You have to do something for me." So that's conversion story. That's a little too long. But anyway, what happened is that at some point I was kind of disappointed with life. My wife was going back to church, raising the kids in the church and everything. And I was kind of, sometimes babysitting when she was at church, things like this. And then I was kind of disappointed with life. I had a good life, a good job, a good family. Everything was good, but something was missing. And that's when I started to talk to the Lord again. And boom, boom, he really got me. And so we walked together with my wife a little bit, and we had our, big thing is that we learned that the Lord was calling us to just do like the prodigal son, well, not the prodigal son, but yeah, kind of, you know, sell everything, go everywhere, and give it to the poor, and join the church. So we joined a Catholic community called the Community of the Beatitudes in France, and for 15 years. And then little by little, we were kind of, called to do more. So when we were called to go to the States to found the first house of the community, so we went, and like you said, Archbishop Chaput just asked us to do something for marriage prep, to do start a marriage prep course, which we did. And how did we get connected with John Paul II? Theology of the body is because when we were in France with the community was in charge of the radio station. We interviewed great theologians, French theologians, who was very familiar with John Paul II. In fact, and she was even the special advisor for Mulieris Dignitatem, and she introduced us to theology of the body, because we had a long interview with her, and it was an eye-opening thing. So when Archbishop Chaput asked us to do something for marriage prep, we said, well, we don't have to worry about it. It's all there. It's all there. We just follow theology of the body, and we were there. So that was one first step. And so we did the first class, and everybody was very happy, but we felt that something was missing. I didn't feel like, going again and telling people what I know and what they should know and everything. And again, Providence gave us a teacher who was a teacher of teachers, and he helped us find and apply a real method, because everything we have is in the Catholic Church, is in the Catechism of the Catholic Church. Everything is there. We have it. We all have information. Now the main question is, how do we make it? How do we pass the message? Because if the message is enough, like I always say, give them the Bible. It's all there. But how do we put ourselves in the shoes of these engaged couples, knowing that they are coming from different situations, that they are kind of, they are not two couples alike. Each couple is unique. And how do we pass a message in this environment of materialism, of individualism, of all this? And that teacher helped us. He came to all the classes, he asked questions, he was there all the time. And he introduced us, and like I say, we applied that method. It's called the heuristic method. I myself, sometimes I call it, Jesus method. So instead of giving a teaching, like a lecture, we ask first question, so the couples, they have time to think about it, to discuss about it, okay? Like the second questions in the marriage prep is, who is God for you? Please share your answer. So not only you have to go back into yourself, but you have also to explain it. And then on the online, because that's where, we have most of our couples are doing it online, you have to write it down. And when you say something stupid, it's okay. You can always come back and say, oh, it was a joke. When it's written, it's written. You can see it, you can read it and appreciate and realize if it's not exactly right, okay? And why I call it the Jesus method is that, I will be just like an evangelical guy and say Matthew 16, 13, 30. But anyway, it's when Jesus is speaking, asking questions to his disciples, and he's asking them, who do people say that I am? So they learn something and they are giving back the right answer. They say, you're a prophet, you're John the Baptist, that's okay. It works. They have knowledge and everything. Then he's asking a very specific question. And you, who do you say that I am? And that's when Peter says, you are the Christ, the Son of the living God. Okay, so this is the main difference in how we proceed in our marriage prep. Not only marriage prep, we do baptism prep, we do quinceañeras, we do, but it's the same principle. It's all based on St. John Paul II, theology of the body and everything. But so yes, the content, of course, is very important. We don't want, like, for example, everything is based on St. John Paul II, theology of the body, the encyclical, Humanae Vitae, Veritatis Splendor, Dignitatem, Mulieris Dignitatem. All these encyclical are there. They are present, Catechism of the Catholic Church. Yes, but how do we pass on this so it opened the heart of the people? And that's the key, in my opinion. Socializing with people, having good buddies at the church helps. Yes, it does help. Does it bring conversion? That's the key. How do we bring people to open their heart so the Lord can really engulf, send His Spirit, and then the people get converted? This is the whole goal of the marriage prep or any sacramental preparation. In fact, it's what's what I call a window for conversion. It's a window for conversion. So when we miss that, it's hard. So talking about conversion, we have to have the right document. And like I said, yes, theology of the body is just an incredible, uh, uh, step-by-step marriage prep and life preparation. In fact, it's not just, yes.
So can I ask about so it sounds like you started in 2004. Archbishop Chaput asked for this to help with marriage preparation. Have there been any since that time? How has your ministry grown or developed?
Okay.
Has it been
Yes.
step by step? Did you start out with marriage preparation and then later add on
Yes.
baptismal prep, quinceañeras, and other things, or
Yeah.
how has it grown or developed over the years?
It's a great question. Great question. Because, well, in fact, we arrived in Denver in 99 and we started the marriage prep classes in 99 right away, but in-person classes. It's only in 2002, 2003 that they asked us to help these couples. And we started with one couple, and and we're going to go back to this, but then what happens is that then we had, so we started this we didn't know it was going to be an online class. In 2002, 2003, there was no way we could have a software someplace, with and do everything. But then what happened is that we developed this, I'd say, correspondence class by email. And then we were just stunned to see how open the couples were. And now we kind of realize that since they are on their own, they have no one to kind of look at what they are doing or thinking. They don't have to pretend anything. Some of them are open right away. Some of them takes more time. But the thing is, the goal of this, in fact, is for them to open up completely, be, an open book, and realize that we are not there to judge them because it's always the teaching of the church. So we don't judge anything. So we ask them questions, like I said, with God for you. And then if they answer anything, it's their personal answer. So we are not going to judge that. It's their personal answer. Say, okay, you said that. This is the teaching of the church. What do you think about it? How do you think you can apply that into your life? So in fact, their work is in two parts. The first one to think, to write, or the online, and then later on to go back. And since they have given their own answers, they want to get the answer of the church. They are kind of, wow, was I right? Was I wrong? What does the church say about this? Okay, so this is the pedagogy behind it. So we go back to it, and we take time to discuss every question. So we have couples, they say, well, you told us that it will take 2 or 3 hours to do this, but it took us 3 evenings just to discuss about one question. Well, why not? Great, great, great. So that's a method, okay? I started with the methods and how we touch the hearts, because the goal is to open the hearts of the people, not to, yeah, that's the main goal. That's the main goal. Lead them to conversion. And to open the hearts of the people. Now we're going to talk only about the online thing, the online program. It's gradual. So we start with theology of the body. We start with Genesis, and I'm sure you know about Genesis and how John Paul II goes back to Genesis to start, because that's where the whole human story started. And if we don't understand how it works, well, we don't know anything about the sin. We don't know about the mission of men and women. We don't know that we have been made in God's image, and we don't know that we have purpose. And men and women are equal, that's for sure, but we have different way to achieve this mission, which is to go to, well, to be a saint, to go to God and expect everything from God. So that's the first session is God's plan for humanity. This is it. If we don't have that, how do we want to understand the rest? Okay, and we have the sin, we have the hope for salvation, Jesus, what is his place, how it works. We want them to understand all this, and then men, women, how they have received specific mission, how the man was made first, why. I don't have all the answers, of course, but it's good to get so little by little. So we can have, in the Catholic Church, one can be Catholic to receive the sacrament, one can be Christian, baptized in the name of Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, but we have also mixed couples. One can be Jewish, one can be Muslim. And when we start with Genesis, well, it doesn't shock anybody. It's just a good start. It's a good way to build the trust. No trust, no nothing. Nothing will go. And if the couples, they play the game and they understand that it's for them, the marriage rep, it's for them. It's not for us to show off what we know. so it's great. So that's the first. We talk about the role of the father, the sin, yes, hope for salvation, everything, and we think about all this. Wow, made in the image of God, in His resemblance. Wow, this is something. And then session 2, it's a sacrament of matrimony. We start with the Catechism of the Catholic Church. What does it mean? What freedom? Have you come here free and without reservation? What freedom is for you? And what do you think freedom means for the church? What could be a reservation? Have you heard about reservation? So we just, it's a dialogue that we establish between the couple online. So we are just the two, even if we are not together physically, but we can discuss all of this, even if we are in different countries or whatever. And so just talk. And then we talk about the letter to the Ephesians, chapter 5, where all the people, they remember only one thing is, wife, be submissive to your husband. But we forget the first sentence, the mutual subordination, submission from, when St. Paul talks to husband and wife, and the mutual submission. And submission, what it means, submission being under the mission of the husband, under the mission of the wife. So what is this mission? So if you don't know anything about Genesis, then, you have to learn about all this. Then we talk about forgiveness. Again, we go back to Genesis again and again. So, and then we touch to a lot of different points there. When we talk about reservation, what about pornography, which is one of the big pandemic right now? So we have to talk about it. We have to see, is it a reservation? What do you think? You know, all of this, and then so we have 7 sessions of work, real work, but the first 3 session is what we call knowing you better, when they tell us who they are, what their age is, their first marriage, is it a convalidation, are they both Catholic or not? Do they have children? Have they been living together? You know, all these questions. So it gives us already a background on who they are, because I go back to the fact that each couple is unique. And then we have each couple works with one married couple. Catholic married couple, they go through a formation, pretty tough formation, and so this is how it works. Okay.
Okay.
Now I think you have questions.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you for this explanation. It sounds very like you cover very important topics for their formation, and as far as following the outline of theology of the body, starting with Genesis, explaining sin and redemption, um, and the sacrament of marriage. It sounds very thorough. I wanted to ask maybe about feedback you've heard from couples or from parishes or I understand that you started in Denver, but
Yes.
you've grown now, like you're a ministry that is serving any diocese that would like
Yes.
to partake.
Yes.
And I understand that you're all entirely online. So I know a lot of dioceses would push for in-person formation for
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
their couples, but how have you seen that you've been able to work with dioceses perhaps, or that you've been an addition, you've been an aid to them? What has been the
Yeah.
feedback from dioceses or from
Okay.
couples?
Okay. So at first, first thing, okay, good question, long answer, sorry. But the marriage prep was asked for us by the Archbishop. The online was asked for us, of us, through the Office of Marriage Family Life in Denver at that time. Then baptismal prep came from a priest who told us, hey, you have to do a baptismal prep online. I'm fed up. I don't see the godparents. I know the parents at all, but the godparents, they come, from anywhere. I don't know them. I see them for the baptism. I don't know who they are. I don't know what preparation they had. I don't know if they talked, parents and godparents together. So you have to do something like this. And they say, well, no, I'm sorry. We are busy. You have to. Okay, okay. So it took us 2 years to do this baptismal prep that help parents and godparents to work together wherever they are. So when they come together, let's say the parents, okay, they know each other, but let's say the godfather and the godmother don't know each other. They come from different place in the country or whatever. Well, when they go for the baptismal prep, they get to know each other on a spiritual level. So when they meet, maybe for the first time together, they have already discussed a lot of things about the baptism, the sacrament, the baby. It's for infant baptism and everything. Then quinceañera, same thing. We got the priest from Sacramento. He said, hey, I would like to ask you permission to use marriage prep for the quince girls. No, 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 no. No, no, you cannot use that. I mean, it's for people who are getting married for, it's not for teenagers and everything. And again, it took us 2 years because we got to understand the meaning and everything. And then same thing. It was a window for conversion that was open to us, a time for evangelization, who are we to refuse it? So we work hard with a lot of, priests and lay people and parents and to bring this together. Okay, so that's why it's so. That was a little story, a side story. But for the dioceses and the parishes and everything, yes, the first couples that was sent to us is because they couldn't go to a class. Then word of mouth, it spread out in the Archdiocese of Denver, and then it went out of the Diocese of Denver, and it became a full-time job. So we took a sabbatical, we worked on this, and the Lord has funny ways, and you know it very well, to reach out to people. Because since we were on sabbatical, we were still in the community of the Beatitude in Denver, and well, the janitor, because it was a school, the church, and the convent, and the community was in the convent, and we were in fact, on the house of the janitor, but this janitor didn't live there anymore. But he was coming to have a little cup of coffee because we were on sabbatical, and even if we were, submerged by work. And then we were telling him, this is what we are working on and everything. And he said, hey, you know what? I'm going to build you a website. And he laughed. He said, okay, I can see that how a janitor is going to build you in 2002 or 2003 a website. And in fact, he had a story also. He was a single guy in his 40s, and he was teaching confirmation classes to the kids at school, at the parish school. And he wanted to spend more time with the kids, be available to them. But his previous job was to build websites. And so he did build his website, in the basement. He had all these stickers all over, and that was the first step. Okay. So yes, we answer to calls. We don't wake up in the morning and say, hey, I'm going to make a lot of money doing marriage prep online. That's it. Yeah, boom. And you see what happened with COVID. A lot of people have built online classes, but most of the time it's video based. We can talk. You can ask me question about video. It's video based most of the time, or it's people giving a talk that are on the video, and then they are given back, or they are this 1 day or 2 day classes to build the foundation for the couple. Okay. And how do you want to build the foundation, build the trust on 1 day? How do you want to just send all the mass of information to every couple? How do you want to talk one-on-one to each couple when you have a 1 day or 2 day classes, or when people are watching videos? It's not, it just doesn't work. But before that, you were asking about feedback. How did the people, okay? So at first it was because people couldn't go to a class, couldn't go there, or had difficult schedules, or, things like this. But then a lot of parishes started to say, hey, this is a great class, because we have, the results are great. Last year results, for example, is we ask them if they are going to abstain, and we give them, of course, not the first question, step by step, okay? But we ask at the end of the program, we are going to abstain from sexual relation, when we know that about 60 to 80% are in cohabitation of these couples. Last year, we had 20% of the couples were convalidation. That means they have been married civilly before, and they discover something, we have children and everything. 79%, when they realize what the meaning of the sexual act within the sacrament of marriage, what the meaning of it, they decide to abstain. 79%. A lot of these couples also, they use contraception before marriage because we are already in sexual relation. And same thing, same number. We were surprised because it's the same number, but it happens. 79% of the couples, they say that they are going to practice natural family planning. And a lot of them, even nurses and people, they say, well, I've never heard about this. Okay. Anyway, and 99% of the people, they say that they want to practice their faith, at least go to Mass on Sundays. And a lot of them, after their wedding, they volunteer at church. So parishes, they realize, wow, it's not just another option that we can use. It could be our main option. And some dioceses do the same thing. If you have, for example, a parish, they have 2 or 3 weddings a year. They are not going to have a team to do that. They cannot send the couples to the 1 day or 2 day classes that the diocese offer. Then same thing. So in fact, it answers to a need for the couples when they are just one to just be with one other couple. Okay. So, and it's not to socialize, it's really to work together to go up and up and up. And because socialize at the parish, for example, yes, there are a lot of things to socialize with engaged couples. It's nice and everything. Does it go bring the people to conversion and to be active in the parish life? Yes, it works. It helps a lot. But is it the main reason? Not so sure. So in fact, a lot of dioceses are offering this option to the couples now as not the main option, but an online option. Okay. And a lot of parishes also, they are still using our program for in-person classes because it's not a 1 day or 2 day classes. It's a months long class and with homework and everything to give the time to people to think about it. So that's how it grew up, in fact. And today we celebrate the 25th anniversary of Catholic Marriage Prep and the 20th anniversary of launching the first online Catholic Marriage Prep class. So it's interesting to see that. Yes. So
Nice.
it grew a lot.
Congratulations. That's really amazing. It really sounds like this ministry is filling a need that's there
Yes.
for many parishes, for many couples. I know that you also utilize mentor couples, I think, in this process,
Yes.
right? So like an engaged couple will answer the questions and they'll submit them. And then what is the role of the mentor couple in this? Or what about, is there a role for the parish priest at all in this process?
Oh,
Or
yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So what happened is that first thing, the mentors are formed and paid. It's a job. Okay. And the formation, we have to go through all the questions the couples go and then they learn more about the pedagogy and everything.
Mhm.
And so that's one thing. Then we have the background, like I said, the knowing you better form. We know these couples are coming from this or that or anything. And we have about 35 mentor couples, and they are coming from different background also. Some have got married through convalidation, some are in the military, some are older, some are younger, some have no children, some went through almost a divorce because of an affair. I mean, we have different background, and we have it in English, Spanish, French, and even bilingual Spanish English. But so we kind of try as much as possible to match the engaged couples to the mentor couple. So one easy one is that if we had people they were over 80 years old, engaged couples, we are not going to give this couple to 30 or 25 or 30 years old mentor couple, we're going to make sure to combine them with an older couple. An easy one also is a military engaged couples. Well, we're going to match them with mentor couples with military background or still in active duty as much as possible. We have a couple, they want to do their marriage prep in English, and their name is Martinez and Hernandez. Well, obviously, we're going to match them with mentor couples with some Hispanic background. You know, this is one of the goal. At the end, you're talking about how the priest can be involved. At the end, they have a feedback. The engaged couples have to fill a feedback which is very detailed about what their intention for their parish life, if it triggered something in their, changed something in their spiritual life and things like this. And this feedback is sent to the couple with answers from the mentor couple and to the priest or the deacon. So the priest and let's say the priest and the engaged couple are going to meet after they completed the program. Then they can just use the feedback as, you know, conversation line. Okay. Oh, you know, and if I'm a priest and I see that, you know, because we have his answer, her answer, what do you intend to do after your wedding for your parish life? And he says, and it happens a lot. Hold on. I want to become a Knight of Columbus. Bingo. I say, well, no problem. The head knight, you know, in our parish is going to contact you. Is it okay? Yes, okay. And she said, well, I would like to you know, maybe teach CCD or sing at the choir. Oh, great. The music director is just next door. I will call her after our meeting and then you could meet with her. You know, things like this. Of course, some very few, but it happens. The engaged couples, they meet with the priest. Well, it happened with one priest here in our diocese. He was doing it after every session. He would meet with the engaged couples to discuss the session, to see if they had questions, to see if they whatever. So they would meet 7, 9 times with the priest. So not all priests can do that, meet 7 or 8, 9 times. But yes, the priest and deacon, they can remain involved in it, of course.
Okay. Wow. Wow. It's really great to learn this whole process that is involved, and it sounds really good.
Thank
I
you.
yeah, it sounds like a lot of work to put together. So
Yes, yes.
with that, you mentioned quinceañeras and baptismal prep and marriage prep. Is there any other ministry that you offer with this?
Yes, we have been asked to do confirmation classes.
Okay.
We have been asked, and we have been dragging our feet for the last 2 years, and we say, Lord, tell us, do we really have to do it? Is it a need? Is there a big need in parishes, in dioceses, to do marriage confirmation classes for adult, for teenagers, or what? So we have everything ready, but we have been asking the Lord to give us a green light.
Mhm. Okay.
So I have a feedback from a couple that
Mhm.
I have here, so I can read it. It's very short, because the key of all this is ownership. We want the couples to say, this is what I want. This is what I want because I decide I want it, not me to tell them, hey, you have to do this or this. So this is one we received. What I appreciated most was probably the length of the course and how in depth it was. We have talked to many people who went to a prep class on a Saturday for a few hours and say, just do that, get it over with. In my eyes, you should not have that attitude about preparing. your life for marriage and this prep option really touch base on good topics to discuss with each other, and we had the time to do it. You know, things like this. So people realize that it's for them. And we have a session, it's the formation of conscience. Okay, what does it, okay, why? Well, it started, this time we have, it's Archbishop Sarten. It was the ex-Archbishop from Seattle. And what triggered him, triggered us also. He saw, but a different way, he saw on the sticker, a bumper sticker, he said something that was there when he was in the, behind the car. He said, don't believe everything you think. So, well, don't believe everything you think. Yeah, that's what people do right now. If they don't have any education, if they don't know what conscience is, if we don't help them in that direction, the formation of conscience, they will believe everything they think, because they think that, yes, the goal of life is to be happy. And what makes me happy is good because it makes me happy. Well, if we look around, a lot of people, they think that, this makes me happy, but I will do it, and then it destroys their life. Talking about drugs, addiction, pornography, whatever, okay? So yeah, don't believe everything you think. So that's why we have that part. And it's a very, very good, simple, clear teaching on the formation of conscience, the why and the consequences of the formation of conscience according to the Catholic Church. Okay, so people can do whatever they want. We say this is what the church is teaching, and this is why. Okay.
And you keep mentioning we developed this. Do you work on this with your wife as well?
Yes.
The project.
Yes. Yes. And now we have more people helping us, of course. We have a lot more people, like between these 35 mentor couples, all of them
Okay.
have their own experience, and we learn from the engaged couples too.
Sure.
We learn from them, and we have questions that, there are sometimes we are just, oh, we didn't think about it, or there's something new, or there is, or the Pope say something. For example, we give to all the couples, we give a prayer card that was done by Pope Francis to the for Holy Family. Holy Family of Nazareth, make our families like yours, blah, 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 So of course we have to update, we have to adapt also. We have, we give quite a few, short videos. And when we have something like Father Schmitz come with a great video about the sacrament of matrimony, then if it's 5 minutes, we put it in. If it's 2 hours, forget about it. People don't watch videos. You know what I found on the research? Yeah, I don't remember who, but it was something like Stanford University or people like this. They say that they have done studies right now of the attention span of people watching videos. And we found out that the attention span over the years just went down dramatically. And with social media and all the screens time and everything, it went down for a, average guy to 41 seconds, a little less than the attention span of a goldfish. So we try to limit the video time, but it's good to sometimes to illustrate a point to have a short video. Yeah, of course. So we have to, to update. And since it's online, we can adapt, every day if it's possible.
Okay, that's wonderful to hear. So if people that are maybe listening to this video later on want to learn more about Catholic marriage prep, they just go to your website, catholicmarriageprep.com.
Yep.
Is there any other way they should contact you all or get to know more about your ministry?
Yeah, they can go online. They have so much information there, maybe too much sometimes. But yeah, they can see how to register. They know, the content. They know the pedagogy. They can get a lot of information and also tons of feedback from couples. So they will see what couples have found, how it touched their heart, how it touched their lives, and things like this. So it's a good, yeah. The main thing is, yes, just go there, and then there is a phone number if they want to call customer service. You have more information, and talk to their priest, of course. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much for your time today, Christian, for this interview and presentation about CatholicMarriagePrep.com. I'm very impressed by everything you're doing. Um, and I hope those who watch the video will appreciate learning about another marriage preparation
Yeah.
program, a great option in the church. So
Well,
thank
thank
you.
you so much. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, but I have 5 daughters and 12 granddaughters. Give me a chance to talk, and I take it. I beat a little long. Sorry.
No, it was wonderful. Thank you for the detail. So for those who are watching, later you can find our other interviews from TOB educators on our YouTube channel and on our website, tobeducators.com. You can see the other videos we've done. So thank you very much, Christian, and God bless your ministry.
Well, thank you, Nick. It was great to be with you. Very,
Thank
very nice. Thanks a lot.